Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, back to the video grind. School is out and EA has blessed us with a brand new expansion pack and a brand new trailer to go along with that pack in their usual fashion, showcasing the character and the soap opera storyline of their life. And in this case, not just any character, but royalty. We are blessed with royalty. We're blessed by the queen. The queen of the fairies is here because this is the Enchanted by Nature pack. And the queen of the fairies is just walking through the forest doing her queenly stuff, like stirring up glitter and sparkles and forest shit, and just living that dream life until, of course, she's yanked right back to reality, right out of that dream, right back to reality by her parents sitting there on the sofa. And there's her mom and dad going, "Hey, honey, you awake? Guess what? We've been going through our phones looking for you a job because even the sofa is tired of supporting her ass." And she's not hearing that. She's going to stomp off to her room and to the only things in life that truly understand her plans. Now, we're going to stop right here with the storyline, of course. And we're going to look at what we actually have because we have something new here. We have this water bottle to kind of squirt your plants. And I'm sure we can't do that yet. I haven't seen anything where you click on a plant, a house plant, and you can squirt it. So that's something new, kind of a new animation there. It'd be really great. It'd be really, really great if suddenly plants required water and care to actually stay alive, right? I don't think that'll be house plants. Regular plants do require care and water, like outdoor plants, like fruits and vegetables and stuff. But it'd be really cool if like house plants required some sort of interaction as well to actually live, like a real plant does. Add some new sort of like realism into our life simulation, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. I think that'd be too much, maybe, but I don't know. I think this is going to be a new special, maybe type of planter that you can grow a certain type of house plant in, maybe. I don't know. And this could be nothing. It could be that you just get to pretend to spray it down and it does nothing, but it'd be cool if it did do something. Another thing that's cool is the new build buy assets look really good. I like the new sort of natural organic, right? Organic, because it's enchanted by nature. Although you can use inorganic stuff in nature like pesticides and stuff, but it's enchanted by nature, and I like the organic feel of these build by objects. And this crazy overstuffed room here, I can't imagine. I don't even know how she's routing. I don't know how she's walking through this room right now. It's so full of stuff, but that's another thing. It'd be really cool maybe if they've loosened up a little bit on the routing, because I personally, as a builder, I really don't care if a sim clips through stuff a little bit, as long as they can actually get to where they're going, right? Because you can walk around a plant. You can push the leaves out of the way in real life. In real life, you can. Even though I really like all this stuff, obviously she doesn't. She doesn't like it because coming up, her parents show up at the door, just like in real life. When you get mad and stomp out of the room, your parents going to come right after you. Knock on. I don't think they even knock. They didn't even knock in this commercial. They just walk right in. They're going to walk in and give you the what for. So her parents come in and they're like, "Yeah, hey, honey, we did hear you as you were stomping down the hall saying that, you hate the rules, you hate this house, you hate both of us, and you wish we were dead. So maybe what you want to try out is homelessness." And spoiler alert, she does want to try homelessness. She's like, "Yes, all right. Finally a chance to just cast off these bourgeois trappings of comfort, like air conditioning and food and water, and just live the raw energy and excitement of that gutter. Throw myself into the gutter, live that street life or the beach life or the forest life or wherever it is she's headed." Shh, we don't want to give away the whole trailer. Anyway, she's super excited. She's going out on her own. Her mom sheds a little tear and says, "My baby's gone. My baby's gone. We'll see you again when it's time to identify your body, sweetheart. Bye." And we get our first look at the world. Now, we really don't know what the whole world looks like because I think the magical forest or realm, or not magical realm, but magical forest, I guess, the fairy forest is going to be later. I assume when we're gonna see the fairies. I guess we kind of saw it in her dream because I'm sure her dream was true. She's also a psychic. She's not just a queen, you guys. She's not just queen of the fairies. She's also psychic. She's like your psychic fairy friend, and she has given us that glimpse. Now, this is the town, though. This is the actual town. Now, I don't know. Someone was like really excited and saying that, at least someone I saw online, I don't even remember who it was. It could be like some crazy person. I don't know. They said this was like Ireland. When I think of Ireland, I don't think of this. This is not what pops in my head. When I think of Ireland, this kind of looks like Edward Scissorhands to me, sort of. I mean, doesn't it? You know, all these little pastel houses kind of, and I don't know. It's just like a little suburb. It's just like a little, well, it's not really that could be a suburb. There could be a city over that mountain. So anyway, I don't know. It looks okay. I do like this. I'm going to say I love this. You probably can't do anything with it. It's probably just a decorative or whatever, but it is really cool. It's a really cool decorative object. I'm sure it's in debug. Because I'll probably use it a few places. It does look super neat. I do like it. The cruise ship is cool. Now, I don't believe in hints, but once upon a time, there was kind of a survey where one of the options for a future pack was like a cruise ship vacation. I've always thought there was a really neat way they could do that. Is that a hint? Probably not. I would love for it to be, if it is a hint, you heard it here first, or 1,000th, because probably a lot of other people also saw this, but pretend you heard it here first. Even though I know this trailer has been out several days, and yeah, I'm going to say the cruise ship pack confirmed, mostly because I like cruises, but also because I'm psychic too. I'm a queen too. I'm a fairy queen, and I'm psychic too. We come into the sort of town here. They've got a giant gnome. They must be into the gnomes, right? They're kind of into magic. There's someone like doing some sort of pagan thing with the tree, throwing stuff on the tree, right? Or whatever that is. What's left of a tree? It's not really a whole tree, but, and is that Irish? Do they have those sort of things there? Do they have like a town in Ireland with a giant gnome in it? And also, I don't think of gnomes when I think of Ireland. I just think of leprechauns. I don't actually think of fairies either, but I guess maybe, is that where they came from? I thought they came from like kind of English, Great Britain in general. But anyway, then, we kind of walk around town and see a few things, blah, blah, blah. It looks okay. I do like some of the stuff, what looks like, kind of rounded windows, but they're in things like this red building on the screen that looks like a rabbit hole or just a decorative building. So that stuff wouldn't necessarily be usable from the build by. Our heroine here comes to her new home on the beach, and it's a seafood community, or where the seafood comes from, a fishing community. And that beach smells really, really good. I'm guessing just from like the stuff in the background there, like all those floaters or whatever they're called, the nets and stuff, is nasty. It's going to smell like a fish market that closed down a week ago and no one cleaned it before they left. It's going to be horrible. But she's hungry, and when you're going to find food when you're homeless and living on the streets, what are you going to do? You're going to sort through the trash that washed up on the beach if you live in the beach town. And if it's Florida, because Florida's a red state, because they obviously don't have in this town any sort of like free food bank. You could go to maybe get some food or get a meal like we do in my town. No, here they're like, what are you talking about? Free food? There's free food on the beach. Okay, that's what the beach is for. It washes in free food and sometimes free Legos, so keep your eyes open, because Legos are worth a lot of money. If you find some Legos that washed up on the beach from like where that, like a container fell off a ship full of Legos or something, and they keep washing up on the beach, collect all those, sell them on eBay, and then go buy some real food. Instead, though, she's going to eat garbage. She sifts through the sand here. Oh. Now, I think that we can all admit that this guy here, he's got bird nests on his head with actual eggs in it. And he just ate a fish, like a raw fish. First of all, don't eat raw fish off the beach. Okay, it's dangerous to eat raw fish. If it has not been refrigerated or freshly killed and eaten, you shouldn't just scoop that up. Plus, it's got to be covered with sand, at least wash it in the ocean. Get a little salt on it. If you wash it in the ocean, it might taste a little bit salty, taste a little bit better. And no, he's just going to gobble that up. And so is our heroine coming up. Ooh, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. She's going to eat some stuff too. Now, let's talk for a minute. Okay, she's digging through the sand. She finds some mushrooms. She finds some sage. Both of these things washed up on the beach. How? We don't know. We don't know. We don't need to know. They just did. They washed up on, maybe someone lost a picnic basket. I think someone lost a picnic basket. And what else does she find? An eggplant frog. Now, I don't know what to say here. She's going to eat a raw frog. She's getting ready to eat a raw frog. So does it mean that it tastes like eggplant, or is it made out of eggplant? I'm going to pretend like it is a real frog. It looks like a real frog. And she just found it in the sand, and she's just going to pop it in her mouth like fucking Jabba the Hutt. You know, she's just going to grab that raw-ass frog out of, like, you know, that little thing of bong water that he keeps next to his throne. You know, he keeps his little kind of like bong on top of it. He's like smoking out of it all the time. He keeps his frogs kind of simmering alive down there in that bong water. And then he just snatches one out, stuffs it down his gullet. She's going to do the same thing. Okay, I get it. You can eat frogs. You can eat frogs. The French do it all the time, but the French cook them. They don't just snatch a frog up off the beach and eat a raw. That's what she's going to do. And I don't know. I think it's nasty. It is nasty, and you're going to tell from the look on her face it's nasty, too. Don't eat raw frogs. It's gross. Yeah, did you see that? See? She's like, frog with a little circle and a line through it. Oh, you don't say. You don't say. You know what? I don't know. I had this idea. If you cooked it, well, if you gutted it, if you didn't leave all of the thing's raw. It's living. You plucked it up out of the beach. Still got the poop in it. Okay, I don't want to be gross. It's still got its poop in it and its organs and its tongue and everything. Maybe if you just chopped off the legs and, got some of that bourgeois flour and a bourgeois fire and you cooked up some frog legs, might not be half bad. Okay, now, of course, also living on the street. There are a couple of things living on the street or on the beach. She's in the beach or a park or something here. I don't know. Anyway, when you don't have a home, one of the things that happens, you get filthy, especially when you don't have a home and you don't live in a town with any sort of facilities whatsoever for the unhoused. You're going to get filthy. I guess there's not even a library here where she could go wash her hands or something. No public restrooms at all. Not in this town. Pay toilets only. Yeah, no water in there. When you get done, you sanitize. That's it. So anyway, she's filthy, so she's going to get in the water. She's going to take a bath, and then she's tired because she has nothing to do but walk around all day searching for raw frogs. So she's going to sleep out on the ground under the stars. Yes. And we're going to take a moment here and pause in this story. All of this stuff that we're seeing here is pretty much been there, done that. Now, if you're newer to the game or you don't have every pack or something, some of this is going to be new to you in the game. But I think we can bathe. I know we can in Solani. We can take like a shower in the waterfall or something. So we can already bathe in natural sources of water. We can also already forage for food, like in the garbage. You can just eat any food that people leave out in a park, like if they're grilling or something. And we can sleep on the ground. Now, typically, if we just pass out on the ground, it's not going to be a restful sleep. But after not very long, like literally maybe an hour in game, like dig up one rock, sell the crystal in it, and buy a sleeping bag. You could sleep on the ground without any trouble. So a lot of this stuff, even though it is going to seem new to some people, and even though it is going to make things like the rags to riches sort of gameplay, sort of challenge, a little bit easier, not a lot, because like I said, you can kind of do all this stuff already. It might make it a little bit easier, though, if you don't have every pack, maybe, or if this is just available in any world. But like if you can only look for food to eat on the beach, or places like that, because they actually use that kind of Solani animation, it looks like, of digging through the sand. Looks like the same animations. So if you can only do it, you're still going to be kind of limited. But in theory, this could maybe help with that sort of challenge. But the rest, it's not really a huge new feature to me. It's okay. It's an okay feature, and it will lead to some easier sort of challenge style gameplay. Now, she's had her first night out on the streets. I guess it's her first night. Hell, I don't know. The time in this game is a little weird, and time in this commercial is a little weird. So I think she's had her first night out on the streets. Yay, let's give her a round of applause. The Queen has survived her first night out on the streets. But what happens when you live on the streets? What do you get? You get VD is what you get, and that's what she wakes up with, a good case of VD. And she checks the board real quick to see if there's a free clinic in town. But honey, they don't even have free food. Okay, they don't even have a food pantry. Why do you think there's going to be a free clinic? There's not a free clinic. Good luck with it. Good luck. Is it itch yet? Does it itch? Does it burn? Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. You should have moved to San Myshuno if you wanted to live on the streets, because in Myshuno, I bet they do have a free clinic. I bet they do. Now, instead of a free clinic, what does she find instead? She finds some, like, a doctor with a stall in the park who got his medical degree from Reddit. And he tells her, hey, all you got to do is go out there and get me this stuff, right? Give me these ingredients. I'm going to mix up some stuff for you. It cures VD, it cures cancer, it cures everything. What is it? It's horse tranquilizers, but it's going to cure everything. I promise you, because I read it on the internet. And she's like, but I'm homeless. How can I go get you these ingredients? He's like, steal it. Yeah, steal it. Just go steal it. Just go steal that stuff. Now, it's going to look like she's just kind of harvesting it, but that land belongs to somebody, and she lives in the sort of town where I bet they take property rights pretty seriously. So she is going to go out and steal all this stuff and go back here to Dr. Feelgood and hand it over to him, and he's going to make her better. Yay! Yay! Our queen's going to get her VD cleared up. Yay! Now, I'm going to say real quick here, I love this haircut. I absolutely love this haircut. I love a lot of the clothes and the cast stuff that we're seeing in-game as well. There's some stuff coming up. No spoilers. No spoilers. There's some stuff coming up, some outfits that look really, really cool. Some great fantasy-style outfits. These also look super, super cool. Again, we're seeing like a new stall type, which does look really good. We're seeing a lot of new assets in the background. All of which does look really good, and that's one thing I do really like with this pack. Now, it's not too unusual. I'm a builder. I'm also a storyteller, and I do like to play the game. I do play the game quite a bit, just to play, you know. But I usually do love the new build-buy stuff, and I usually like a new world, even when it's a little bit bland and boring like this one so far. This trailer's not doing it justice, I hope. I hope that it's just so great, and we're all going to look back and be like, that trailer was for shit. Just like all the other trailers they do, it seems like always the very first trailer is just like for shit. I think it's just like, I know this is Maxis marketing. I know. I got this idea. We're going to make it look like shit. And then the second trailer comes out. It's just really going to just be good. It's just going to present it as a good game. But compared to the first trailer, people are going to be like, oh my God, that's excellent. Oh my God, I love this. I love this pack. This is so much better than I thought it was from the first trailer. And I'll bet that marketing genius didn't even go to school. I'll bet. I can tell you that right now. So anyway, she gives the ingredients to Todd. He makes something, I don't know, like I said, horse tranquilizers. And then she just takes it. Okay, here's a word to the right. So if you're sitting here right now looking at this trailer and you're thinking, God, it just makes homelessness look so great. I think I could do that. That's fine. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. It might be your deal. A lot of people have been gypsies in their lives all through history. Might just be your deal. But if some guy walks up with something he just made at some table in park out of like mushrooms and stuff he just found in the park, don't eat it. Don't do that. Now she is going to eat it. She does eat it, and it cures her. It cures her VD. It did. So I feel I'm okay. I'm good with it in the Sims, but in real life, don't save yourself. That's just a little word of advice from me to you. I don't, this isn't a documentary. This is not a self-help channel. but every so often I want to throw in a little something to get you through your day. Now, right after that, she thinks, oh my God, this guy just whipped this stuff up, and there are people coming from all over, from all kinds of socioeconomic bourgeois backgrounds to buy stuff from him. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. I can mix stuff up. I can just grab some leaves and dirt, twigs and stuff off the ground, mix it up in like some kind of cauldron or that little laboratory, that little outdoor laboratory she set up. Be careful with that. Be careful with that. Sometimes they blow up. They do. Sometimes they blow up. But she sets it all up and she builds herself a little hobbit house and she's ready to go. And it was fast. I mean, you notice it was fast. She got done. She got into that stuff super quick. Now, I'm going to say this. It is a super cute house. I really love the design. You can kind of do that, though, in game right now. In fact, I think you can do that exact thing in game right now with, roofs and stuff. That it looks like they have a new living roof where you can put plants on the roof. But you can also do that with a cheat where you can use move objects on and just put plants on the roof. I guess this will work without the cheat. But the Hobbit House idea is kind of, we've been able to do that for a long time. It's a cute setup there. I really do like the way it looks. Of course, our heroine here, you know what I mean? It looks like she's passed out right out here in the middle of her garden looking up at the stars, or maybe she's dead. I don't know. I don't think she's dead because the trailer still has like a whole minute left. So surely she's not dead yet. But she's passed out there looking at the stars. I like her outfit. I like the sort of coveralls. Again, just before there, we saw a lot of new assets, new doors, new windows. It all does look very, very cool. I can say that. That's one thing I really have to say about this trailer, and it's too bad, though, in a lot of ways. I can say, well, the build stuff looks cool. Some of the clothes look cool, but I can't, so far I'm not really seeing anything about the world that's really stunning me, and I'm not seeing anything about the gameplay that's really stunning me, even the apothecary career. We can make potions. We can make all sorts of stuff to change Sims in some fashion. Like, we can make medicine already. Don't we do that? Yeah, so with Selva Dorada, with the Jungle Adventure Pack, you can make medicine in that pack as well. So that's another, like, just kind of tweaked sort of thing that we already have in the game. It's fine, but yeah, so far there's nothing that really I can say, wow, I'm just blown away. Now, I will say, though, and we just saw a little bit of it there, it's very cool the way she's making the potions, the way she's mixing it up, and she's selling it to these people. I think that is cool. Like, I like it. I don't think it's like, it's just not stunning me. It's not wowing me because it's not something that different, but it is cool. And I think some people are probably going to enjoy this sort of career where you go out and just kind of harvest stuff. Especially if you could really find stuff for real, out in the world without digging all afternoon to find one little seed or something. Something that makes it really functional as a real job that really pays the bills on that lot with all that stuff on that lot. Something that really does pay those bills. Now, the other thing that would be really cool, and I'm absolutely certain this is not the case, absolutely certain. It'd be really cool if she's not living on a lot. I mean, it'd be really cool if you could just go out someplace in the world as like this sort of free range human, right? And you're not tied down to that lot. You can just go wherever you want and start setting up house, setting up shop. I know that's not the case. That would require massive reorganization of the world system, but I do think that would be really cool. And that'd be something about this pack that I'd be like, wow, buy it the moment it comes out, because that would be super cool to just walk onto any piece of land that's not designated as a lot, like just next to someone else's lot, and start building a house. Now, just about the time that music is about to get on my nerves, I'm about done with the music in this trailer. It's okay. The song's okay, but it's really not my style that much. You know what is my style, though? The music the fairies are playing, because fairies always have great style, you guys. They do. They do. And now you can hear it just booming right out of this house. And our heroine is like intrigued. She's like, oh my gosh, that sounds really cool. Yeah, it sounds like the sort of music that was like really overly produced by like a bourgeois record company, but it does sound really cool. And so she goes up to the front door and it bursts open and a whole bunch of vape smoke pours out into her face. And she's like, wow, angels. I mean, fairy dust, dust me, fairy, please. Dust me, dust me, dust me. Actually, my son, when he was little, he believed in fairies, like the Disney style of fairy, like Tinkerbell. And when we were at Disney, watching the parade, Tinkerbell flies over like from like the castle over to Tomorrowland, like, at Disney World. And he was trying to reach out and catch like, fairy dust as she sprinkles so he could fly too and he could kind of catch up with her. So anyway, that's what blew out of that door. Obviously some magical fairy dust. And our heroine is just thrilled. It's like, oh, found something. I don't know how she missed this though. I mean, she went up to that bush like she knew it was there and she checked it out. Now, one thing I think, let me say real quick, I'll digress. It could be that it only appears at night, so that might be kind of cool. We're about to see some really neat stuff. Like, we'll just play through it here a little bit while I'm talking. The fairy pops out and it's small and it gets big. If that's a real animation, if it really happens that way, this would be really, really cool. I hope that this little fairy house acts as a portal, right? Like the portals we use in Realm of Magic to actually access the sort of magical forest or whatever. I mean, I'm afraid it doesn't because I'm afraid what I'm looking at is the magical forest. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's got like a mushroom and it's got kind of a lit up tree thing there in the back. And I guess the plants are kind of supersized. And I don't know. We haven't seen it that much yet. But again, it's part of the thing that's not blowing me away. Like with the recent pack, Life and Death. I was about to say Life After Death, but Life and Death. When you went to like Ravenwood, the real eerie sort of neighborhood there, that was stunning. I mean, that knocked your socks off. That was so cool. Here, I'm not getting that vibe, but I do like the animation I'm seeing. I love the way she shrinks back down and does that sort of whirly gig around this sort of main character here. Very, very cool. So if that is part of it, like I said, I think you're still going to feel a little bit, if you've been playing this game for 10 years, you're going to feel like this is a game pack, right? This is a new occult life state, and they always come in game packs. And this is just a game pack with a bigger world. But because it's been 10 years, you guys, 10 years, nothing's the same price. Except for the Sims expansion packs. They're all the same price. They have not gone up in price. But one way you can make it more expensive is you put less stuff in it. So essentially, I think that's what's been happening over the years. We get less and less stuff. But for the same price, instead of them raising prices, because I don't think anybody's going to pay $50, $60, $70 for an expansion pack like City Living or something like that. So, yeah, maybe it's going to feel like a game pack, but I think that is part. Also, in these scenes that we're looking at of this sort of, encountering these fairies, which is the big aha moment. That is the big money moment, for this pack and for this trailer. The clothing is very cool. That's why there's some sort of fantasy clothing. The clothing that the fairies are wearing does look really cool. I think the cast part of this pack is really hitting it. It's really kind of pulling in the vibe that I think it needs to pull in. And of course, dreams come true. Even on the streets, you guys, dreams come true. They turn her just immediately. I'm going to assume there's more of a process there, but maybe not. But they turn her into a fairy, you guys, a fairy queen. So her dream has come true. She knew it. She's going to call her parents in the morning. Hey, guess what? I'm not dead yet. Ha ha. And I am a fairy queen now. I only had to live on the streets for a month or something. And I got my own house. I got my own business. And I am the new queen of the fairies. That's where she made it. I'm so happy for her. It's really heartwarming, And then we get what I assume here in the background. This is kind of the last shot, of the trailer, with the exception of buy early so you can get this extra stuff, right? What I assume is the magical forest. Now, again, they've got this right angle here where the sun's coming right through the trees. It's a little bit of sparkle here and there. to try to sort of glam it up maybe a little bit, right? Give it a little bit of a glow there. But I mean, is it really? Is it really? I don't know. I don't think so. It just looks like a little bit of a dressed up forest, and just a little bit, like literally, I gotta give it a chance. We gotta really see it. If they ever do any sort of world exploration during like a live stream or future trailers, I don't know. But if you do order by August the 21st, which is well after the launch date, in fact, it's about 6 weeks after the launch date, it comes with 3 items here. One's a disguised dwelling fairy home. One is a lantern, and one is a pond. Now, if the pond is bigger than it looks in that picture, like big enough for a sim to walk up to, and it has big leaves over it, so it's very kind of fantastical, has a very fairy tale vibe to it, then great. That'll be a great piece. The rest of these are pretty pedestrian, though. This is the first time with these sort of by a certain date, get these extra items that I have not really been bowled over. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm like, God, I hate these things. I hate it when you have to buy by a certain point to get additions to the game when they're good, right? None of the 3 here are really grabbing me. They look okay, and I guess if they're free and you want to buy it by August 21st, fine. Those come with it. But there's nothing there that encourages me to buy it based on that. No, they're just okay. They're fine. Okay, and with that, that's the end of this particular video. We've gone through the entire trailer. Now, what can I say so far? What we've seen, the big money item, the big wow factor, our fairies, and we hardly saw them. Saw them for like, 10 to 20 seconds there. At the end, we don't know anything about them. We don't know anything. Well, we do know a little bit. EA always does a little article thing, on their site. I don't know. I think they suck emotions out of people or something. But, how do they work? What is their development tree? Like some of the other occults have those development trees. What is their development tree? How do they grow? How do they change? All that sort of stuff. We know really nothing about it. What is their organizational structure? What is it like where they live? And that's really the big reason to buy this pack. Everything else that I saw in this trailer it's okay, but it's pretty pedestrian, It is little tweakings of stuff that we we already have. I mean, you could have put the apothecary thing and maybe into a kit even, because we can already make medicine. So all they have to do is just kind of reskin that programming and throw it into a kit or something. And all of this stuff about sleeping outside and living outside, we can really do that as well. So while it's nice enough and there's nothing wrong with it, it's not anything that says to me, buy this pack. Buy this pack. Now, the fairies say to me, buy this pack. If they're as good as they appear from the 20-second, sort of view we got of them, and maybe the world will turn out better than it appears in this trailer, maybe, because right now it's looking a little lackluster too. At the end of the day, though, it's probably going to be a pretty good pack if you really want fairies. I want to add those to the game. And I think, if nothing else, even if it feels light, just get it on sale. Get it on sale or something in the future. You're not going to miss anything by not buying these 3 things by buying in advance. You're not going to miss those at all in your game. And I hope you won't miss me next time. I'm Jason Sterling. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify. I got some build tours coming down the pike. Some builds that I've done that need to be uploaded and tours done on them. So I hope that you will not miss those. Again, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until that time, thanks for watching.